morning, IHSA football family. It is Games of the Week, Round 1, IHSA Playoffs 2022. My name is Coach Big Pete, a.k.a. Peter Lineberg of DeepDishFootball.com. Make sure you follow Deep Dish Football and Coach Big Pete on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm also on TikTok. Again, my email is CoachBigPeteFP@gmail.com. That is CoachBigPeteFP@gmail.com. And here we go. We are ready. Round 1 playoffs. Getting ready for exciting weekend action. And again, just a quick information before we get into things. First, I'm going to be going a little bit more into recruiting next week, starting November 2nd. Again, got 2 more months as publisher of Deep Dish Football. Want to help out more people with recruiting, so I'm going to start tweeting out recruiting questionnaires. Also, doing free recruiting advisement sessions, absolutely free. It's free. It's free. Free recruiting advisement sessions. Please send me email if you want to schedule one via Zoom, phone, or we can do personal meetup. I've done a bunch of personal meetups, Zooms, and that. I'm thinking now over 300 or 400 advisement sessions, but it's absolutely free. Helping you, the parent or a kid, with recruiting. Again, if you want to schedule one, again, my email is CoachBigPeteFP@gmail.com. It's absolutely free. It goes to, I think, December 15th, from November 2nd to December 15th, if I'm not mistaken. I already have 7 scheduled, starting on this November 2nd. So please feel free to check out free recruiting advisement session. Send me an email, CoachBigPeteFP@gmail.com. All right, and as we get into that as well, quick reminder, times have changed for the playoff editions of our live broadcast as usual. Deep Dish Football Live is on Thursday at 4:30, 4 p.m. on the day before Thanksgiving, Wednesday. But Thursday at 4:30. Thursday will also be DuPage Run Shoot show with my co-host Patrick Codo. That will be coming out as well. And Breakfast with Coach Big Pete is not on a Saturday, but is going to be on a Sunday, always at 9 a.m. Sunday, 9 a.m., Breakfast with Coach Big Pete, as we talk about the playoff results and the whole shebang, as usual. Anything else? I'm trying to think of something else that to make sure that everything's good. Yeah, but I'll be tweeting out recruiting questionnaires. Make sure you fill them out. And again, do not pay for recruiting services. They are a scam. NUC scam. Next Gen scam. I wouldn't even mess with NCSA. I wouldn't even mess with My Recruits, whatever BS. Don't pay for anyone. Recruiting is 100% free. Just telling you that right now. And again, if you like the work, feel free to leave a tip/donation via PayPal link below, or VENMO link below if you like my work. If you don't like my work, I do apologize. Also, I've been getting a lot of emails and DMs on why I'm leaving. I've said in a bunch of videos of why I'm leaving, so I'm going to do a full video about that. That's coming up pretty soon too as well, and I'm exciting new future as well. So let's get into the playoffs. Round 1, and as always, and I say this again, we got some cocky teams. And they're thinking too big right now when they should be thinking about their first round opponents. We're going to get some upsets, and if I'm wrong, I'll eat crow, I'll eat shit, and I'll say I'm wrong, and I've always done that. So we got some cocky teams, though. We really got some cocky teams, especially in the higher levels, the higher classes and that. And again, this is going to be some good weather this weekend, so expecting some good weather this weekend. So you're going to see a lot more throwing. But when it gets a little bit colder again, like I said, that ball gets heavier. We're going to start seeing the ball run a little bit more. And again, teams that have to face that triple option, that wing T, that wishbone, those type of offenses usually do have a little bit of trouble with defenses that have not seen those offenses in the regular season. Again, defensive players reading their keys is important, especially with their coverages. And defensive lines, sometimes they just don't stay in their gaps, and they just carve up a big amount of rushing yards. So we'll see what happens. So we get into round 1 as I scroll down, and I still to this day, after 6 years, do not know. I don't know if this started 5 years ago. 5 years ago. I still do not know to this day why this article is so popular. I do not know why. It's because you guys like the GIFs or the jokes that I put. I do not know why. So let's go down. And we go into the 1A. All right. So we got Chicago Riches versus Lena Winslow. Slaughter alert, slaughter alert, slaughter alert. Rova, Stark County. That could be a big time game right there. Aurora Christian versus Fulton. Aurora Christian, we'll see what happens. They didn't look so good against Wayne Academy. They have a quarterback, but Fulton's defense is just, I think it's going to be too much. Kingwood Weathersfield against Rockford Lutheran. Rockford Lutheran could be very interesting. They've played some high competition. Rockford Lutheran can actually make a nice, quite a good run in that 1A. Dakota taking on Iroquois West is another big time game. Iroquois West, massive offensive line. We'll see what happens. Forston takes on St. Bede. Again, NUIC presence is always strong, and it's again this year in 1A. Brady's a hell of a quarterback for St. Bede, but Forston, they're another good team, and we get the Chicago Hope Academy. They take on Corliss. That's going to be a slaughter alert there too. Ridgeview Lexington versus Mass. I don't see Ridgeview Lexington dropping. Red Hill's got a hell of a running game, but I think Salt Fork's gonna get that upset. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll say I'm wrong, and I'm an idiot. Brown County versus Tuscola could be an interesting game. But this Brown County team, I really like what I see. Route is one of my underdogs in this conference in this class, so keep an eye out for that. Cesar Valure, and again, can we get a Black Diamond Conference team representation in this state title game? That's going to be interesting. Cesar Valure has been proven, but again, a tough Central and only team. Camp Point Central, I've talked about numerous times. Coach Dixon is doing a wonderful job with them. That's going to be another interesting team to watch. But I think they're going to win that game easily as well. And Rushville Industry against the Cumberland team is another game to watch as well. All right, so we get into the lovely 2A. So for 2A, Merrill Forsyth, freaking North Lawndale Charter, Merrill Forsyth facing the Northern bracket. Yeah, that's a slaughter alert right there. Rockridge versus Newman Central Catholic, peak interest, but this is not the Newman Central Catholic of old, so we'll see what happens with that game. Bloomington Central Catholic, Mercer County, could be a little bit of an upset with Colin Hayes in that massive offensive line. Wilmington, Chicago Christian, that's a slaughter alert. If I ever seen one, Wilmington's going to win that one, no doubt about that. St. Teresa is going to win easily. Carmel White County, that's a big game. Carmel White versus Athens, that's a huge game. This is a big proving point game for Carmel White in this first round of playoffs. Definitely a game to watch. Auburn at Pana, another interesting game. Fairfield versus North Mac, a big time game right there as well. We're talking about three big games in that small little bracket of the first round for the 2A. I think Johnson City is going to be Flora. Oliver's Vandalia could be an interesting game. Eltoff Catholic versus Shelbyville, that could be a little bit of an interesting game there. That could be a little bit of an upset alert. We'll see what happens with that one. And I think I think Nashville, they're not as good as they were last season. I believe in this Red Bud team, definitely. All right, so we get into the lovely 3A. And Peatone at Princeton. Oh, that's going to be a tough one for Peatone. I'm sorry. Princeton's on fire right now. I don't even want to play him. Elmwood, Burnfield, Genoa Kingston. I think Genoa Kingston's got that. IC Catholic taking on Chicago Kings. Slaughter alert. Stillman Valley versus Monmouth Roseville. I think Stillman Valley is going to get the better of that. Reed Custer takes on Chicago for slaughter alert. Chicago Calis Maria taking on DuPage. I think DuPage's going to win that game. Seneca at Winnebago is an interesting game. I'm going to tell you this right now. This big northern team from Winnebago, they've got some good players, especially Supreme Muhammad, their running back for Winnebago. It's going to be a tough one. This is not going to be an easy game for Seneca. And Lyle, I feel so. Coach Parpit's last season. I think this is going to be his last game against a tough Bryan team that's just an absolute pain. Tough game. Tough game for the Lyle Lions. Can they pull the upset? I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Prairie Central, unbelievable. They're taking on Paxton Buckley Loda. Paxton Buckley Loda could be a little bit of a sleeper team to look out for as we get later in. But I think Prairie Central is going to get that one. I really do. Yeah, so that's about it for 3. In Williamsville, they're on fire right now. Eureka, Bairdstown. I think Eureka, their defense is going to win out. That Eureka versus Williamsville, if they get that matchup into the second round, that's going to be a big-time matchup right there. And that's a tough test for Eureka. Very tough test for Eureka, no doubt about that. All right, so we get into 4A. And 4A, woo! Richmond Burn takes on Ridgewood. Ridgewood gets into the playoffs. Congratulations to Ridgewood, of course, finale. Richmond Burn, they're just that damn good. There's just some matchups in this like you just don't understand. Sullivan versus Urban Prep Bronzeville. Yeah. I think Urban Prep Bronzeville is going to win that one. I like Urban Prep Bronzeville. I like their offensive line, and I like their athletes, especially at the wide receiver spot. They've got a couple linebackers switch you must keep an eye out for as well. Providence Catholic at Wheaton Academy. Wheaton Academy got one of the toughest pairings taking on Providence Catholic. Providence Catholic's a huge sleeper in 4A. Wheaton Academy, Belay Brummel is having one of the best seasons ever for any quarterback in the state of Illinois. But Providence Catholic's got that. Phillips at Juliet Catholic. This is not the Phillips of old. I think Juliet Catholic's going to win this one. Hyde Park takes on Johnsburg. I got that as an upset alert. I think Johnsburg's going to win that one. And if I'm wrong, I'll eat crow, I'll eat shit, and I'll say I'm sorry. Marengo takes on William St. Francis. We'll see what the quarterback spot is for Marengo. They have a great quarterback, but we'll see how they perform against a tough St. Francis team. Geneseo takes on Carterville. Geneseo is, again, an upset alert. Carterville, they look really good. Coach Steele's got them playing well, but we'll see what happens. Coal City, Wood River, that's a very great game. That's a hell of a game. Effingham, I think Rochester's going to win that one. Mount Zion at Breeze Central. I think Breeze Central can get the upset in this one. I really do. Not the upset, but I think Breeze Central can get the win. Hull versus Sacred Heart Griffin. Hull's a great story, by the way. Mac Vucevic is just absolutely killing it. But Sacred Heart Griffin's just too much. They're going to win that one. Richland County, I think, is going to get that. Quincy Notre Dame at Macomb. Big-time game right there. Big game because of Macomb just having an unbelievable season. You talk about two compelling stories with this Macomb team. They're undefeated against a tough Quincy Notre Dame team. We will see what happens. Jackson Straden, their athlete, is a hell of a player as well. Columbia at Murfreesboro. I'm going to give that one to Murfreesboro, even though Columbia's got some pretty big-time recruits right up there. They got a big-ass tight end. 5A. Westinghouse takes on Sycamore. Yeah, Sycamore's going to win that one. Carmel versus Chicago Noble Bowl. Carmel's going to win that one. Pritzker and Noble. Pritzker takes on, there's matchups of Chicago teams taking on Chicago teams, and it's like a bye week for the second week, to be honest with you. St. Viator takes on Sterling. Oh, I think I'm going to give it to Sterling, but again, don't sleep on St. Viator. Fenwick at Morgan Park. This is a big time proving point for Morgan Park against the Fenwick team that was on and off this season. So we'll see what happens. Noble Spare at Chicago Paint. Again, two Chicago schools. Hillcrest at Boylan Catholic. Can Hillcrest get the upset against Boylan Catholic? I don't think so. Connor Dennis is the real deal. Nazareth Academy, Glenbar South. Glenbar South got a shitty pairing against going against Nazareth Academy. This is going to be a tough. Their game is going to be a battle. Ottawa at Mammoth Seymour. Does the miracle season of Ottawa end this game against the Mammoth Seymour? We will see what happens. I think it does. I think Mammoth Seymour wins. Jacksonville at Glenmore. I think Jacksonville's got a good shot at getting a big upset again. Well, not upset, a big win. LaSalle Peru at Morris. I think Morris is going to win that. Centralia at Troy. That's a tough one. That game is going to be a tough one. Troy and Centralia. I have no doubt about that. Dunlap at Highland. I'm going to give that one to Highland. Although Dunlap's got a hell of a quarterback. Moscato, Marion. I think Moscato's going to win that one. Peoria at Decatur MacArthur. Cameron McCarthy's been on and off. We don't know what the Cameron McCarthy team we're going to get. I think this PR team is going to win this one. And Mount Vernon and Kankakee in the Southern Division. Mount Vernon, Coach Dan Manning is having a wonderful season. Mount Vernon, I'm putting Kankakee on the upset alert. I'm putting them on the upset alert. They still got a lot to prove. They lost a tough one in Nashville. Okay, no problem. That game to Cremoni, what the hell happened? So I'm gonna go. That's good. I'm putting them on upset alert, no doubt about that. And if I'm wrong, I'll eat shit, no doubt about that. Schurz takes on Wakanda. Congratulations to Schurz High School getting into the playoffs. Big shout out to them. But yeah, I don't see them. I don't see them winning. I think Wakanda's going to win that one. Antioch at Niles, Notre Dame. Yeah, this is just a toss-up game. I don't see anyone being favored in that game. Deerfield at St. Ignatius. I think St. Ignatius is going to win that one. Grace Lake Central at Belvedere North. That's another toss-up right there. Crystal Lake South at Prairie Ridge. I think Prairie Ridge is going to win that one. But Crystal Lake South could get the win because the Fox Valley has been an absolute pain in my ass. So I'm going to put that game in the toss-up. Riverside Brookfield at Canlan. I think Canlan's going to win after old rivals. Canlan Riverside Brookfield used to have some good games back in the 90s. Chicago Sen takes on Grays like North. North's going to win that one. Harlem versus Edmondson. I think this is going to be one of the top games. I think a lot of people are doubting Edmondson. I think Edmondson can get the big win over to Harlem. So we'll see what happens. Don't sleep on Edmondson. I'm telling you that right now. Glenwood versus Quincy, another big game. Eisenhower, Blue Arrow. Can Eisenhower get the big upset over a tough Lemont team? We'll see what happens. Kenwood takes on Perspectives. I think Kenwood's going to get that one. Washington versus Bremen. Bremen, they're playing lights out. I like the style of the offense that they play. Washington's defense, they got to go sideline to sideline against this Bremen team. So definitely if you can check out Oak Forest in the playoffs. Congratulations to Oak Forest. Can they beat this Simeon team? Can they get the upset? I don't think it's going to happen. I think Simeon's going to win a game. Centennial takes on Cremoni. Another big-time game. That's another game up in the air. Danville. Congratulations to Danville to get into the playoffs against a tough Normal West defense. We'll see what happens. Richards. The Richards Bulldogs go to East St. Louis, and they lose. I apologize, but they're just damn that. Is this a great year to have East St. Louis unlike last year? I agree. It's a great time. But East St. Louis is just too much this season. Their offensive line is just too massive. I don't see Richards' defensive line putting a stop to them. And if I'm wrong, I'll eat shit, like I said before. All right, we get into the lovely 7-8 Buffalo Grove. 4-5, yes. Congratulations to Buffalo Grove as they take on Mount Carmel. And that's your big prize. Congratulations. Yeah. DGN takes on Lincoln Park. I think DGN's going to win that one. Bradley Bourbonnais takes on Collinsville. Ooh. Coach Cole's got a nice little chance at a good little upset against Collinsville. Collinsville's a tough team. This is, I think, up in the air. Brother Rice at Jacobs. Brother Rice has not played up to par. They have not played up to par this season. They've been iffy. And Jacobs is a hell of a team. I know a lot of people are saying Brother Rice is going to beat Jacobs, but I got Jacobs in this one. I think Jacobs is going to win that one. St. Charles North takes on Maine West. St. Charles North. Offense is unbelievable. Whoever you have as quarterback wins. I'm going to give them the W. Elk Grove takes on Hoffman Estates. I think Hoffman Estates gets the upset over just an unbelievable story. Miles Olsey is the coach of the year in the state of Illinois for the DeepDishFootball.com. Rivas takes on Prospect. Prospect's going to win that one. Geneva and St. Rita. Poor Geneva. I hate. That's going to suck. But I just don't see them. I don't see St. Rita losing that one. No one else. What else I'm looking? Argo. Good story. Argo taking on Hersey. I think Hersey's going to get that. Batavia takes on Gulliford. I think Batavia is going to get the upset against Gulliford. If I'm wrong, I will apologize, but I think Batavia is going to get that win. Libertyville at Yorkville. Yeah, I gotta say, I just don't see Yorkville losing. Libertyville's been on and off this season. Moline at the Kelb. The Kelb at Moline. Interesting game, but I think that Moline offensive line is going to be a little bit too much peaking at Plainfield Central. Interesting, but again, it better not rain on that field because that's a huge advantage for Pekin. Normal Community against Hano. I'm going to give this one to Hano. Willowbrook, congratulations. Good to see you guys in the playoffs. Taking on Wayne North, a matchup from last playoffs last year. It's going to be a tough one, but I'm going to go with Wayne North. Larkin at Lake Zurich. Yeah, Lake Zurich. Congratulations to Coach Lions on that one. All right, let's go to 8A. And we go into the lovely 8A. Conant Lincoln East. Conant had a fire start at the beginning of the season, but I think Lincoln East is going to win that one. Neuqua Valley versus Lane Tech. Lane Tech is another good season, but I think Neuqua Valley is going to get that one. Stevenson versus Warren Township. I think Warren's going to win that one. I got them as my team to win this class, and if I'm wrong, I'll eat crow and I'll eat shit. No doubt about that. Andrew, big upset last week against Lockport. They take on a tough Huntley team. This is another game that could be up in the air. Belleville East taking on South Elgin. I'm going to go with South Elgin on this one. Bolingbrook, Maine South. Yeah, it's not. People are saying Maine South's going to absolutely win this game. This game is up in the air. I have this game totally up in the air. Lockport takes on Glenbard West from last playoff season. Another matchup where Lockport actually beat Glenbard West. I'm still going to give Glenbard West this advantage. Glenbrook South taking on Home and Flossmoor. This could be a game on upset alert. I think Home and Flossmoor can win this game. Oswego East taking on York. We went this before last season. York has to win this first playoff game. This is the most important game for them. They have to pay attention to this. I think this will be their most important game of the whole postseason. I think they can get the W, but we will see what happens. Merritt, they got to stop Trey Jones, by the way. Marist taking on Naperville North at Naperville North. They got to Aiden Gray. That's the most important thing. And for Naperville North, they got to put an end to Mel, their defensive tackle, who's an absolute star. Palatine, DGS. DGS goes to Palatine. We will see what happens against a tough Palatine team. Do not sleep on DGS. They are on fire right now. Ryan Dawson, Brandon, their other wide receiver, what's his name? O'Houlihan, Deion Davis, he's catching fire. Palatine's got Dominic Ball. This is a game that features a lot of stars. Manuka at Glenbard East. Can Manuka put points up against that impressive defensive line of Glenbard East? That's a thing to watch. Rich Township, congratulations on making the playoffs. I think Plainfield North's going to win that one. Naperville Central takes on Lions. Again, a battle of ifs, whats, and buts. Of what could have been and what should have been in the season, in the regular season. I think, again, this game is a toss-up. Plainfield South at Loyola Academy. I'm going to go with Loyola Academy. They're going to stop Ryan Stanton. And the last game, in a rematch of Edwardsville versus O'Fallon. O'Fallon beating Edwardsville, giving them their first loss in the regular season. This is, again, going to be a toss-up. And what's the moral high school football rule? You do not want to see a team that you played before in the regular season in the playoffs if you beat them. Because most likely, that other team will win. I am going to say, and I'm going to say this right now, this game is going to be a toss-up. I'm not going to say Edwardsville is going to win this game. I'm not going to say O'Fallon's going to win this game, but this is just one of those games that you got to keep a close eye on because both these teams can make a run in the playoffs. All right, so that is it for Games of the Week, first round of playoffs, deepdishfootball.com. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete, Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. That is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. Deep Dish Football Live Thursday at 4:30 p.m. After that, show with my co-host Patrick Codo, DuPage Run Shoot show, where we'll be talking about DuPage County football for the first round. In the second round, because a lot of DuPage teams will be eliminated, we'll talk about IHSA football too. If you like the work, feel free to leave a tip donation via PayPal link or VENMO link below. Again, doing recruiting advisement sessions starting November 2nd. If you want a recruiting advisement session, email me, coachbigpete@gmail.com, phone, Zoom, or person to person. Please let me know, especially if you're in the Chicagoland area. I'm not driving down to Southern Illinois, but yeah, just let me know. And again, breakfast with Coach Big Pete, 9 a.m. Sunday, because of the playoff schedule and all that. And yeah, let's get ready for some first round playoffs. I'm expecting some upsets. If there's no upsets, I will say that I'm wrong and I'll eat shit and I'll eat crow. No doubt about that. And again, my email is coachbigpete@gmail.com. Follow Coach Big P and Deep Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Also on TikTok as well. I will see you guys on Deep Dish Football Live Thursday, 4:30. Thank you guys so much for joining, and have a lovely day. And good luck to all the playoff teams participating this weekend. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. Let's get ready. Oh, wait. There we go. All right.